Greetings and welcome to Black Talk Radio, where black radio stations matter. Today's posting is Wednesday, January 3rd, 2018. Today's video is on some of Trump supporters think Mueller's grand jury has too many black people. Well, supporters of President Donald Trump have opened a new line of attacks on the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. They think Special Counsel Robert Mueller's federal grand jury has too many black people on it. A Trump associate who recently testified complained to New York Post columnist Richard Johnson that the members of the grand jury in Washington look like they came from a Black Lives Matter protest. Quote, "The grand jury room looks like a Bernie Sanders rally," the witness told Page 6. Quote, "Maybe they found these jurors in central casting or at a Black Lives Matter rally." The complainant contended that 11 of the 20 grand jurors in the room during the testimony were African Americans, which isn't a surprising figure because it roughly lines up with the percentage of black residents in the District of Columbia. The witness also told Page 6 that there, quote, "was only one white male in the room, and he was the prosecutor," unquote. If the witness recently testified before the grand jury, which is charged with determining whether there's probable cause to indict any additional Trump campaign figures, that witness presumably knows a lot about what precisely the grand jury inquiry is focused on at this point. But instead of pursuing that story, Page 6 gave a sympathetic airing to the witnesses' complaints about the racial makeup of the grand jury, though the story did include a racism or racist tag. Well, let me just stop there because I'm not going to continue with this charade in this article, although it is telling you the truth of what's going on. Yes, they should be focused more on the investigation and what's really at hand, but no, instead, they're focused on the racial makeup of the jurors. Now, how racist of a nation do we live in? Well, it's so racist that most black people who go through this so-called justice system, we go through a court system where we're faced with nothing but white people. We don't get the benefits of having jurors of our peers at all. That's a fabrication. It's straight out a lie. And so here it is. We have a case where there are quite a few number of black people on it, but yet there's still whines and cries about it. That's because we live in a racist, white supremacist nation where people are so color fixated that when they say that they're colorblind, they're lying through their teeth. And it's usually rotten teeth. So that's all I have to say about this. When I saw this article today, this evening, well, number one, the first thing that came to my mind is how unjust this system is. It just goes to show how racist and a white supremacist system we all live in, where you have people who are complaining because of the racial makeup of a jury, especially given the fact that most black people, we don't even get the benefits of having black people on our jury trials. We don't get that benefit at all. No, we have to suffer at white people who contend that they're not racist at all. No, but then they send you to prison. They don't just send you to prison for a short amount of time that should fit the crime. They send you to prison when you are black and when you're brown. They send you to prison for years upon years. Let me give you an example. And yes, I'm getting off subject for just a tidbit, but let me give you an example. Here it is. We have a lot of black and brown men locked up in our prisons across America because, why? Because of a little possession of marijuana that in 2018, even the state of California has approved recreational marijuana. So now we have white men and women who are able to sell marijuana legally across our nation, while we have black and brown men and women sitting in our prisons and jails for having the same thing that you are now economically and financially reaping the profits and benefits from. How hypocritical are you people? That is the question. Inquiring minds want to know. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. Like I said, it's an unjust system when you're so concerned about the racial makeup of a jury trial versus, or grand jury versus, the subject at hand. And that is the Russian interference in the 2016 election. That's what the focus should have been about. But no, instead, we have little crybabies crying and whining because there's too many dark spots they see. Passing judgment on them. How sad you are with your white privilege. You're always revealing it every chance you get, don't you? Anyways, thanks for listening. This is Black Talk Radio, again, where black radio stations matter. Tune in to the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.